Kadeem here, coming to you today from the Stage Directors and Choreographers Union. I joined and I am today here at their offices and figured I would make this video based off of my process as a director-choreographer. I find that a lot of the times we focus so much on the product, like this is what I want you to do, this is what I want you to present, let me see your work, let me see what you've been doing, let me see, which is lovely. But I find beyond that, who are you as a person, as a director choreographer? What is your process as a director choreographer? Can't always be seen with just a video of my choreography or pictures of the shows that I've done. So I figured I would take this video to just answer some of those questions that I sometimes tend to get in this work that I've been doing over the course of over 15 years. So, the first question, I have the questions here that I sometimes get often. So the first question I have here is, what is your process like as a choreographer? So I like to say that choreographing is in my blood. It's in my blood. I'm like literally, because my mom, triple threat performer, singer, actress, dancer. She would say that her main thing is dancing and also choreographing though. I mean, she performed all over the world doing these tours, and then she had me slow down a bit, but still was out here doing the thing. So that was my first awakening to the arts. Was going with her to her rehearsals, just kind of sitting there and watching. Like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. So I find for myself that choreography and the arts literally runs through my veins. And the process of me choreographing, we have to go back a bit to my work as a performer. So before I decided to move into this work as a choreographer, my first thing was like, yes, acting. So I had this whole life as an actor, performer, and still do that sometimes, but find that because of this theater background, my choreography is very much so informed by that. So to me, beyond just how high can the leg go, how many chaînés a person can do, it's more about, can the choreography, can the movement tell a story? What is the narrative behind this? How is this movement telling the story beyond just the technique of the movement? If there was no music, if this was just strictly dance and movement, can people understand what's happening? So that's how I work as a choreographer. And I also like to say, this might sound a bit, oh my gosh, whatever. I truly believe that choreography for me is definitely one of my gifts. And I say that only because 9 out of 10 of the songs that I hear on the radio, on my Apple Music playlist, Spotify playlist, people blast music from their cars and the windows are down, or sometimes not down, you can sometimes still hear the music. 9 times out of 10, my mind is working and coming up with movement. And it's not like I'm trying to do it, my mind just does it. It's almost like it feels like choreography is deeply embedded within a deeper sense of my consciousness. Again, I'm not trying to, it just comes to me. And I feel like in some ways, my work as a choreographer in some ways is connected to, I'm gonna say, being a translator. What do I mean? You know, when you try to, let's say you're trying to translate something from, let's say, English to Spanish, right? In order to translate that, you need a translator, right? Sometimes, if you're not using online stuff to translate, sometimes you need maybe an interpreter, right? That's talking back to you, right? What's happening in real time, like they do at the UN. I find for myself that English, to me, is the music. Spanish, to me, is the product, the end. And I feel like for me, I am the translator. Like, I'm able to translate what's happening with the music, translate it, and create movement from that. So I really find that for myself, again, it is something that comes so natural to me. It's like breathing for me, literally. Again, it's like listening to a song, I'm not trying to, my mind comes up with stuff. But I realized to me, it's more than just music. It goes to sound. There's times when I am on the train platform waiting for a train to come. If a train comes into the station, the sound of the train, like my mind will come up with movement. So again, I realized that that's a gift of mine, and I've come to claim that. And sometimes I'm like, okay, mind, can we get a break? Can we just sit down somewhere, huh? And not come up with something? But it doesn't. And again, for me, it's like breathing. So it comes, but it feels so good, and it feels like it's deeply tied to the core, truly, of who I am. That's a part of some of my process in regards to choreography. Okay, next question. Why director-choreographer? Why not performer? So, as I mentioned in the first prompt, my work started off just me performing. Like, that was my thing. It was like mainly straight plays, not really musicals. Mainly straight plays. I did also have this other life as well, in dance, performing. My main thing at the time when I was younger was tap dance. And then over time, really found a love for other kinds of dance styles. And, fortunate to say that I can choreograph and create work in a number of styles. But I find for myself that as fun as performing is, there is something about seeing a vision come to life. Because as I'm directing, choreographing, like all this stuff is happening in here. It's happening in the noggin, right? In the brain, in the mind. And realizing, okay, having something go from an internal space and being able to see it manifested externally, it's like, wow, like this is beautiful. Like this is beautiful. So it gives me a chance to experience beauty as a director-choreographer. Just kind of sitting back and going like, wow, like this is beautiful. All these folks came together to create this beautiful masterpiece. And to be able to see that happen in real time is beautiful. And then on top of that, to be able to be in a space with other artists, with other creators, to be able to collaborate on something that's beautiful and wonderful, oh my gosh, it's like euphoric to me. It's like, oh, right? Like the pearly gates open, oh, and the angels are singing. Like that's what that feels like to me. It feels miraculous and magical every single time that happens. So that's why I feel more connected with that now than performing. Because at one point, you asked me 20 years ago, even 15 years ago, it would probably still be very much like, oh, performing. But as life happened, as I started to have certain experiences, I was like, oh no, this thing right here, this thing feels like it's something. Okay, last question, because I know this video has already been long, longer than I wanted it to be. How do you create rooms for care as a director? Rooms for care. And, not literal rooms, right, in a building, but creating like room for care among cast, among those who are a part of a show I'm putting together. And it's interesting because I feel like so two things. I feel like a lot of my directing work has come from a space where there was no care and the ball was dropped and I had to step in as a director. Like that is how my directing career started, where no one else was available, things got toxic, things weren't operating in one way that they should have, and I came to step in to direct something. And over time, it's gotten to a point where it's like, I see the patterns, I know it's happening, and I've been in a number of situations where I realize what is not great, what's toxic, what's not caring, so I put an emphasis on caring. Within every single room I'm a part of, whether I'm directing, choreographing, I make sure that there is a sense of deep care. And for me, also, I'll say this, the second part of this is that because I have this other, these other techniques and modalities that I know these other skills within holistic wellness. So in addition to my work as a creative, I'm also certified in a number of wellness modalities, from meditation to aromatherapy to hypnotherapy, different things. And I found for myself that, people are going through it. Like people be going through it. And I've worked with a number of Broadway performers and producers during their times of going through it. And that's been connected to an organization called the Harriet Tubman Effect. And realizing that people aren't being cared for. And the industry sometimes keeps hiring these people that are not caring for other people. So people keep getting in these spaces where they're re-triggered and re-traumatized by certain things because the industry isn't doing what it needs to do to create this aspect of care. So because of my experience having to come in at the last minute and step up, although I've already been a part of a show, with these previous experiences. I was part of a show as a performer, another time as a choreographer, another time as a producer, and because all these things happen, I was okay, let me step up and be the director now, because this is what's happening in this space. And someone has to do it. Someone has to do it. So because of those experiences, and then because of my work and experiences within wellness, care, empathy, connection, inspiration is at the heart of every single project I take on. And for me, it's more than just those that are on stage. It's those that are behind the stage, backstage. It's those that are in the audience. How are they being cared for? How are they connecting to these moments, these spaces, these things of inspiration? They can walk away from the show, whether they saw it, whether they were a part of it, and be like, wow, this is magical. This is the, right? The gates opening. Angels, right? This miraculous, this beauty. So hopefully that answers some questions. There's things that I've gotten a number of times and figured, okay, well, maybe beyond just posting a video of my choreography or video of directing or pictures of things, let me just talk about my process as a director-choreographer and what I glean from this and how I'm able to create spaces in every single space. Let's create space, right? The Ariana Grande Stand There Revo. Creating space, making space. So, this is how I'm creating space, how I'm making space for the spaces that I'm in day to day. So thank you for watching. Hopefully this was helpful in some sort of way, inspired you to, do something. Or you just looked at it and was like, okay, this is kind of cool to check out. But anyway, thanks for checking it out. Thank you also to SDC for allowing me to be here in their space today to record this. And I'll see you next time. Okay, bye-bye.